Please start making your way to your seats, graduates. Making your way to your seats. We begin in about 10 minutes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please be seated. I'm Mark Ziegler from the College of Business, and we are happy to have you with us. The ceremony will begin in a couple of minutes. We have two requests. First, when the time comes, please stand for the processional, the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the recessional. Our second request is that, except for the times when you've been asked to stand, please remain seated throughout the ceremony. Graduates must remain until all degrees have been granted and the recessional is over. If you leave after your graduate has received a degree, it may interfere with others in the audience who are here to see their graduates. During the conferral of degrees, a photographer will photograph each graduate walking across the stage. You will receive proofs of the pictures, but of course there is no obligation to buy them. And finally, we ask everyone please to silence your cell phones. Thank you, and again, we're very glad to have you with us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. I'm Richard McCall. I'm the president of Florida State University, and I welcome you to our spring commencement exercises. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize Dr. Jay Vardakar, my wife, First Lady, who's right over here. Thank you for all you do for Florida State. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the singing of the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color Guard, you are dismissed. The audience may be seated. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to our guests from the Seminole Tribe of Florida for serving as the Color Guard for our ceremony today. Thank you, Anthony Berger, Donnie Murray, Michael Dolnick from the Seminole Tribe of Florida Fire Rescue Department, along with Brian Conley from the Seminole Tribe of Florida Police Department. Florida State University respects its unique and collaborative friendship with the Seminole Tribe of Florida. The university and the tribe are partners who work side by side toward the respectful use of their name, imagery, and symbols. Seminole history is Florida history, and everyone in the FSU community is responsible for maintaining and respecting this history and ongoing partnership. Thank you to our wonderful commencement brass from the College of Music, conducted by Jacqueline Tabone. I would like to thank Ms. Dawson Franzino for singing the national anthem. Ms. Dawson is pursuing a master's in vocal performance. While working to perfect her artistry here at Florida State University, she plans on auditioning to young artist programs and opera houses in the future. Thank you, Dawson. I also want to thank Brock Richard for leading the pledge. Brock is graduating today with a degree in finance. He served 4 years in the Army, and upon graduation plans to move to Tampa to pursue a career in finance. Thank you, Brock. I would now like to take a moment to remember the students who are no longer with us. We cherish the memories of our time together and the impacts they have made on our campus and our community. To the family and friends of those we have lost, we offer our deepest condolences. If you would, I'd just like to take just a moment of silence for those. Thank you. Now I would like to welcome Provost Jim Clark to the podium.
Thank you, President McCullough. We are assembled this afternoon to pay tribute to our graduates who have worked so hard to earn their degrees and who will today embark on new journeys. On behalf of the university and this assembly, I congratulate you and wish you success. I would like to take a moment to reflect on your remarkable achievements. If you're graduating today with either honors in your major or as a member of the Garnet and Gold Scholar Society, or if you are graduating cum laude, magna cum laude, summa cum laude, or with a perfect 4.0 GPA, would you please stand so we can applaud your accomplishments? Florida State University distinguishes our graduating veterans, active duty personnel, and graduates of our ROTC programs with special red, white, and blue honor cords in recognition of their service to our country. If you are among that elite group, would you please stand so we can thank you for your service to our nation? Thank you. Congratulations to all of you, and it's my pleasure to introduce our student body president, Mr. Jack Hitchcock, who has words of welcome.
Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Jack Hitchcock, and this past year I had the great honor of serving as student body president of the greatest university on this earth, Florida State University. First and foremost, to the spring 24 graduating class of Florida State University, congratulations. Today truly marks the culmination of years and years of hard work, and now we've made it. Can y'all believe it? Doesn't feel real yet to me. But I'd like to take a moment to recognize and celebrate the family, friends, faculty, and staff that are here today or are tuning in to support our graduates. They say it takes a village to raise a child. But I think we can all agree it takes more than that to raise a college graduate. And therefore, it is on behalf of the students of Florida State University that I stand before you today, proud to say that we could not be more appreciative of the love, the time, and the energy that everybody here has poured into our continued successes. So thank you. Many of us are probably experiencing a variety of emotions. Happiness, sadness, and honestly, probably some relief, right? I think this level of relief might top getting the confetti on canvas after turning an assignment in at 11:59. Regardless, this is a pivotal moment in our lives. No matter the tests and the challenges that come before us, remember to remain unconquered, just as you have through all the battles you have gone through before. We've struggled. I mean, this class has lived through a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic, and just last semester, the biggest act of disrespect life has ever seen, college football playoffs. But that's not the only thing that unites us. We're united in our shared love for this university that we call home. I hope that you have pride in the university and the people that you met here. The memories and the friends that we have all gained along the way will last longer than a lifetime. It is said that nothing in life is guaranteed, but I feel pretty confident that the love and pride that we have in this university and for each other will hold true until the end of time. Even still, we must cherish all of the moments we have spent here together, knowing that today might be the end of one chapter, but has only set us up for the beginning of the most notable story yet to be told. I cannot wait to boast of my time at Florida State. I cannot wait to bring my family to Tallahassee, to tour the campus again, to lose my voice at the sight of Osceola and Renegade, and to reminisce of all of the ways this campus has shaped me. I cannot wait to return home with gray hair, with faded garnet and gold, and a hidden smile reflecting every memory of campus. With that, as you all leave our home and this university, keep your unconquered spirit alive as the testament to the strength, skill, and character that you have earned here. Congratulations, class of 2024, and as always, go Noles.
Thank you, Jack. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our commencement speaker. And are you in for a treat? James Seneff is a visionary entrepreneur and a beacon of inspiration for all of those who aspire to make a meaningful impact in their communities and beyond. Mr. Seneff's remarkable journey began right here at Florida State University, where he earned his bachelor's degree in business administration more than 5 decades ago. Since then, he's gone on to achieve unparalleled success as a founder and executive chairman of CNL Financial Group, a powerhouse in the world of private investment management. Mr. Seneff's leadership has shaped CNL Financial Group into a global force, and throughout its history has formed or acquired companies in the excess of $36 billion. He opens doors for individual investors by offering them access to alternative asset classes previously reserved for institutional giants. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Mr. Seneff's impact resonates deeply through his extensive philanthropic endeavors. From serving on boards to supporting initiatives that empower young minds, he embodies the spirit of giving back and paying it forward. His transformative gift to FSU's College of Business established the James M. Seneff Scholars Program, an elite honors program for high-achieving students that provides unique educational opportunities, meetings with business leaders, and personalized mentorship programs. His support has left an indelible mark on FSU for generations to come. For his extraordinary achievements, Mr. Seneff has received numerous accolades, including the prestigious Horatio Alger Award and Lifetime Achievement Award by the Institute for Portfolio Alternatives. Mr. Seneff inspires us all to lead with compassion and to leave a legacy of significance. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to our commencement speaker, Mr. James Seneff.
Thank you. President McCullough, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty and alumni, family and friends, and members of the class of 2024. Congratulations. I'm honored to be here with you on this very important occasion. Parents, thank you for the sacrifices you've made to allow these graduates to experience this special day. And a special thanks to Dean Hartline and Dr. Luke Hopkins for the leadership and support they've given us with the FSU Center of Scholars. My wife, Martha, and I have loved the time with them and their amazing group of scholars. To you, Florida's best and brightest, I begin with one word: opportunity. While many of you may be anxious about the opportunity ahead of you in the current environment, I stand before you as a testament that one of the defining moments in my life was having to enter the workplace during a difficult environment. I graduated in 1968, a year that changed the world. That week, Robert Kennedy was assassinated. 2 months earlier, Dr. Martin Luther King had been assassinated. In 1968, late 68, I was drafted into the Army and assigned to riot control in Washington, D.C., and then a tour in Vietnam. Time magazine columnist Lance Morrow wrote that the year 1968 had the vibrations of an earthquake about it. America shattered, history cracked open. American culture and politics ventured into dangerous and experimental regions. The year was pivotal and messy. 5 years later, in 1973, I started CNL with a $5,000 loan from my dad. The stock market then dropped 50% and business was difficult. You could get a hotel room near Disney for $5 a night. Don't try that today. In fact, every 7 to 10 years was marked by difficult times. In 1980, people complain about interest rates today. In 1980, interest rates were 21%. We had double-digit inflation. We had double-digit unemployment. 1987, investors were reeling from the market falling 20% in one day. In 1995, we're recovering from the collapse of the real estate market and the savings and loan industry. In 2002, we're emerging from the recession that was caused by 9/11. Tech stocks, which peaked in 2000, dropped then 80%. In 2012, we're coming out of the recession caused by the great financial crisis of 2008. 2022, we're recovering from COVID-19, had a war in Ukraine, and headed for a war in the Middle East. And yet, through all of this, the United States has prospered like no other country in the world. And CNL has prospered and just celebrated its 50th anniversary. What we are experiencing today is a precedented event, not an unprecedented event. It is a precedented event. Harry Truman, who read more books from the Library of Congress than any other president warned or observed, the only thing new in the world is the history you don't know. When I graduated from FSU, I thought life would be gentle rains. I did not know that life would at times be more like flood and drought. I wished for gentle rains, and I was disappointed. But people with character advance in adversity. There is no life without adversity. There is no opportunity without adversity. History teaches us that nations and individuals advance through adversity, not in spite of it. This is your opportunity to advance in adversity. In order to do that, I think you have to do and pursue three things: a lifelong plan, lifelong learning, and lifelong relationships. Now that you have a degree, it's time to get a life. In order to get a life, you have to have a plan. How you start determines how you finish. At age 25, I wrote a 50-year life and business plan. You may ask, why in a changing world would anyone have a 50-year plan? Most people don't. Google has a 300-year plan. Well, I decided there were two ways that I could approach the future. I could push off from where I was, which was nowhere, so 10% of nothing doesn't get you very far, or I could envision a quantum leap into the future and then work backwards. I decided to do the latter. A 50-year written plan will fire up your imaginations. and pull you into the future. It is magical. It is a superpower. I divided my life into 3 distinct 25-year phases: preparation, platform, and patron. Phases are important because you cannot and should not try to do everything during each phase of your life. I later realized the impact of my 50-year plan. The conscious mind deals with plans and problems. It is only used 5% of the time and processes 40 pieces of information per second. Subconscious mind scans everything to give you an answer to the plans and problems you put in place. It is used 95% of the time and processes an amazing 11 million pieces of information per second. The key is to unlock the immense power of the subconscious. Instead of giving my subconscious a 1 to 5 year problem to solve, I gave it a 50-year problem to solve. It's amazing how well that worked. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 5 or 50 years. Sometimes life is best viewed and lived through a telescope. Remember this: there are no unrealistic goals, only unrealistic timelines. Compounding, which Einstein called the 8th wonder of the world, works in every area of your life. As a Christian, my one caveat to a 50-year plan is Proverbs 16, which says, "We make the plans, but God determines the final outcome." In 1985, John Thorne wrote a book entitled The Hidden Game of Baseball. When he retired from baseball, Mickey Mantle said, "It's unbelievable how much you don't know about the game you played all your life." There is a hidden game of life. You can only obtain it through lifelong learning. There are a few vital things that, if you learn them, will give you enormous leverage in your life. First and most important is context. We live in a world today in business, and the biggest problem is we face the increasing complexity and how to connect the dots. People are inundated and overwhelmed by text. Almost all the news is text and not context. Dante said, "Hell is a place where nothing connects to nothing." That's what a lot of people feel today, and they just live with text and not context. What we need is context, not text. So how do we find that? At CNL, I commissioned a large piece of art entitled Thinking in Time, which shows the past, the present, and the future. Richard Weaver, who wrote the book Ideas Have Consequences, says, "The problem with our contemporary society is they didn't read the minutes from the last meeting." You can't find context in the present complexity without a passion for lifelong learning and by thinking in time. Business is a liberal art. Reading gives you hypervision and the ability to connect context and find context and the hidden game of life. Turkeys think that life is wonderful until when? The week before Thanksgiving, right? They are focused on the text and not the context. They did not read the book, The History of Turkeys. Focusing just on the text can be deadly. What you don't know can hurt you. Churchill said, "The further you look back, the further you can see into the future." As you look around the room today and see classmates, family, and friends, be reminded that we are dramatically impacted and shaped by lifelong relationships in our life. Whenever my children would leave for home, I would say, "Remember who you are." Lifelong relationships will remind you who you are, keep you grounded, and provide balance in your life. The quality of your leadership will be built upon the quality of your relationships. 56 years ago, my classmates were in this session, we graduated, and they still shape and speak into my life today. Remember who you are. This is your opportunity to advance in adversity by pursuing the adventure of life, a lifelong plan, the adventure of lifelong learning, and the blessing of lifelong relationships. This is my story. This is your story. Lincoln said, "I will prepare myself, and perhaps my time will come." You have the foundation. Now prepare yourself, and your time will come. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Jim. A wonderful speech.
Before we begin with the conferral of academic degrees, please remember that anyone who must leave early is asked to do so quickly and quietly so that others are able to see their graduates walk without interruption. I also want to remind every graduate to bring your yellow name card to the stage when you come forward. You will note that we have provided hand sanitizer as you approach the stage. We encourage you to use it, but try to keep that off those cards. Thank you.
And now for the main event, the conferral of academic degrees. For the conferral of master's and specialist degrees, I recognize Dean Mark Riley from the Graduate School.
Will the candidates for the master's and specialist degrees please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the graduate faculty of Florida State University to present the candidates for the master's and specialist degrees.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Governors and the Florida State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the appropriate degree for which you had qualified, whether master's or specialist. Congratulations. You may be seated. Now that the master's and specialist degrees have been conferred, will the recipients please come forward to be recognized?
Will Dean Michael Hartline of the College of Business please come forward? Alexandra Marie R. Emilia Louise Anderson. Nicholas Alexander Balan. Madison Ann Baldwin. Michael Francis Gusang IV. Margaret Kathleen Beeson. Kyle Raymond Benedict. Adam T. Benisti. William Eugene Burke III. Peyton Daniel Billings. Jessica Lynn Boccaccio. Reagan Bosca. Cameron James Bruce. Leticia Fernandez Bugara. Kankim Quinn Boy. Serena Buktanika. Devin Michael Burkar. Jack Ryan Burns. Haley Kathleen Byrne. Gabriel Hagstrom Carbone. Valeria Mercedes Carrillo. Luciana Castro San Cristobal. Egan Silic. Amanda Joy Chapman. Christopher Zachary Conley. Maria Alejandra Casio. Raymond B. Davis. Trevor DeShriver. Ryan James Deutsch. Kevin Paul Driscoll. Greg Edmond. Sasha Eppelbaum. Haley Gaudio. Saeed Ibrahim Mustafa Gilani. Maria Gabriela Gonzalez Solano. Brian Austin Granger. Devin Reed Guthrie, Chandler Reuben Hammond, Shay Donovan Harrington, Lauren Renee Harris, Chloe Paige Hartle, Taylor John Heinrich, Max Charles Hernandez, Anna Caroline Hodge, Catherine Shelby Hunter, Kim Hyun, Tibet Inan, Lane E. Jennings Jr., Davis Christian Johnson, Jacob Benjamin Kelly, Adam Joshua Kratenstein, Zach William Langford, Natalie Marie Latza, Gary L. Lawrence Jr., Jason Samuel Leonard, Antoine Donnell Lyde, Aria Lightfoot, Madison Nicole Maloney, David Garland Massengale II, Gabrielle Claire Mastando, Philip Mizet, Robert Cameron McCloskey, Aylin Bree McDonald, John Paul McDonald, Sunil Isaiah Menezes, Blake R. Miller, Hope Miller, William Myers, Kunal Nathani, Jose Carlos Nogueras Villamil, Aiden R. Markowitz, Alexandra Marie Ortiz Verby, Sarah Orkisi, Paul Nicholas Oyarzun, Justin Michael Papa, Samantha Marie Parrish, Isabella Fontecova Pinero, Jacob Andrew Piros Parks, Camila Polo, Kiara Sky Prospero, Camilo Abel Rojas, James W. Rosenberry Jr., Mila Sarik Nisik, Nicole Pauline Scaminacci, Charles Petronzio Schneier, Anna Marie Seipel, Deborah Ann Sell, Noah Julian Siegel, Carolyn Pitillero Soares Silva, Stephen Andres Sosa, Stuart Bryson Sprecher, Connor Choi Stribick, Sarah Stroop, Matthew Tang, Ishmael Velejos Russell, Casey Ryan Van Dyke, Bianca Maria Velez, Patricia Ann Victor, Mackenzie Joanna Washington. The young man I'm about to call rode Renegade as Osceola for 6 years, the longest time it's ever been done. And his name is Christian Wise. Nathaniel Robert Wellmaker, Gage Allen West, Sierra Reese Wicker, Kimberly Willis, Louis Charles Wright III, Austin Colby, and Brandon Timothy Beer.
Back up. I now recognize our Dean of Undergraduate Studies, Dr. Joe Shea, for the conferral of the bachelor's degrees.
All right. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty of Florida State University to present these candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree.
You ready? By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Governors and the Florida State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the appropriate degree for which you have qualified, the Bachelor of Science degree. Congratulations. You may now change your tassels from right to left. Congratulations. You may be seated. Now that the bachelor's degrees have been conferred, will the candidates please come forward so we may recognize and congratulate you individually.
Will Dean Michael Hartline of the College of Business please come forward? Emma Chanceau Averin. Sheldon Thomas Abney, Logan D. Abrams, Victor Jock Achar, Everett James Adams, Pedro Javier Ardami, Fabrizio Javier Adarvez, Sandesh Kumar Adhikari, Paulina Helen Adkins, Cade Affel, Sophia Agro, Camilla Aguilar, Samuel Eric Earhart, Mariana Abarasin Herrera, Gray S. Albright, Jake Albrighton, Jared Andrew Alcanero, Alyssa Christina Eleman, Jackson Alexandre, Ashley Alfaro, Ashley Victoria Allen, Isabel Rose Alliance, Joanna Alvarez, Nicholas Alexander Alvarez, Daniela Alvarez Quintero, Trevor Robert Amaral, Alexa Ammons, Mackenzie Samantha Anderson, Tyler Thurman Anderson, Sarah Cristina Oliveira Andrade, Angela Andrade Cedillo, Franco I. Angelis, Nicholas Daniel Anam, Sergio Antello, Patrick Connor Anthony, Parker Vaughn Apple, Stephen Luke Aprobato, Randy Grace Argo, Victoria Marie Arguelles, Cody Thomas Armstrong, Mallory Lee Arrigo, Robert Anthony Arroyo Aringo, Kelsey Alondra Artiga, Asincha Joseph Echebeau, Neil Cade Espelin, Ellen Ann Acoin, Andrew Timothy Ayers, Eric Thor Bachman, Victoria Christina Fater, Kayla Elizabeth Becanet, Cyrus Gabriel Bakar, Louis John Ballantyne, Emily Ann Balan, Gavin Scott Banta II, Amy Lynn Barfield, Serena Marie Barker, Aspen Rain Barnes, Amara Juliana Michelle Barnett, Olivia Paige Barney, Keegan Elise Barrett, Jaden Elizabeth Bartik, Jennifer Rose Barton, Rachel Carolyn Basick, Jamie Fernando Batallas Jr., Morgan Lynn Batchelder, Carlos Antonio Batista, Ethan Michael Bauer Shamblin, Cian Isabel Ballman, Charlie Bainton, Websky G. Bezalel, Ellie Grace Bezaliewicz, Thomas Joseph Beamish, Dania Beaufrere, Ileana Haya Behar, Lauren Mackenzie Belko, Gregory Austin Bell, Jakaria Monet Bell, Andrea Beltran Ruiz, Mary Angel Benitez, Ashton C. Benjamin II, Tyler Kevin Bird, Maria Juliana Bermudez, Tiffany Elizabeth Bernardo, Natalia Jean Bertowski, Brett Michael Bashir, Jonah Robert Best, Nicholas Betancourt, Nicholas Wayne Berman, Ethan Reginder Bagalo, Jackson Jeffrey Bialzak, Carson James Bien, Justin David Bigney, Kirsten Elizabeth Gisterbosch, Lauren May Bilkis, Tony Belata, Julia Grace Bingy, Nicola Jolotomic, Aiden Spencer Black, Jackson W. Blake, Amanda Carmela Blakes, Jackson Allen Blanchard, Nicholas R. Lesioli, Jonathan Daniel Bolivar, Zachary James Bolts, Audrey Helen Booz, Jamie Ann Botel, Nicole Christine Bouchard, Nicholas Alexander Bouza, Haley Ann Baumaster, Samuel Eduardo Brad, Tyler David Brady, Sophie Charlotte Harriet Breeze, Lydia Grace Bremer, Clara Josephine Brewer, Nicholas Anthony Briglio, John William Broderick IV, Ryan Enriquez Brogan, James Landon Brooks II, Dallas Elizabeth Brown, James Anthony Brown, Ryland Wynn Brown, Taylor Grace Brown, Alexa Nicole Brunkow, Krista Marie Brunner, Paul Anthony Bucci, Jessica Buntman, Chandler Lamar Burt, Kendall Ray Butler, Tate Elliott Butler, Nicholas Caballero, Olivia Marion Cagle, Charles Cahill, Luca John Candalia, Kira J. Cambio, Danielle Brooke Camara, Carson D. Campbell, Philippa Ann Campbell, Taylor Marie Campbell, Chloe Mackenzie Campton, Alicia Cancel, Marianne Rose Cubas Caniti, Madeline Elizabeth Kanata, Junion Graceline Canton, Carly E. Cantrell, Adrian N. Capote, Valentina Francesca Caraballo, Antonella Maria Cardinal, Kelly Marlene Cardenas, Vanessa Cardozo, Nicholas Joseph Carmen, Elisa Carolyn Santiago Carmody, Megan Elizabeth Caron, Emily Grace Carrier, Audrey Carroll, Joshua Patrick Carroll, Julia Elise Carroll, Sabrina Carvajal, Madeline Elise Cassidy, David Castillo, Kenneth Javier Castillo, Colin Edward Castro, Mateo Alexander Catina, Mitchell Francis Cavalier, Andres Eduardo Celis, Fernanda Januzzi Cesar, Laura Patricia Chacon Avilla, Kennedy R. Chalmers, Luke Calvin Chambers, Michael Chan, Gerald Chang, Calvin William Chapman, Enrique Chavarria, Lily Margarita Chavez, Naya Hope Chianbechai, Stephanie Gabrielle Cheng Rodriguez, Alexander Chintakis, Heijin Choi, Kayla Michelle Church, Philip John Ciarco V, Jerison Cerise, Cooper Clark, Hayden Lee Clark, Mason Clark, Alexandria Renee Clemens, Cole Ernest Clemens, Dylan Thomas Clinton, Delaney Jane Lucas, Margaret Klum, Caroline Elizabeth Coates, Matthew Cobo, Allison Lee Cohen, Jason Cohen, Ireland Joan Coker, Sierra Nicole Colgrove, Caleb Tyler Colton, Jordan Rebecca Condi, Tucker O'Connor Cone, Caleb David Conley, Jacob Brian Conley, Kirsten Marie Connolly, Alexis Grace Connor, Travis Wayne Connors, Maria Jose Contreras Alejos, Gabriella Cook, David John Cooney, Rigel Logan Copper, Kayla Alessandra Costume, Hudson Wild Kugel, Hudson McMillan Kraft, Evan Kent Craig, Baylor Cruz, Joey Kreider, Ethan Robert Cristostomo, Cassie Olivia Cross, Madeline Claire Crum, Javier Geronimo Cuevas, Camden Lee Cummings, Nelson Patrick Comiskey, Aubrey Nicole Cunningham, Benjamin Alonzo Curry, Caroline C. Curtis, Jonathan Daniel Cushman, Nicholas Salvatore Cushmano, Rachel Lynn Daggett, James Russell Daly IV, Reese Vincent Daly, William Kenneth Dalpra, Ashley Reyna Delsania, Nicholas John Damalos, Quang Lan An Dang, Matthew Ferdinand Denise, Hannah Jo Dow, Tyler Alexander Garden, Alexis Diana DeSalle, Brandon R. Dow, Jack Harrison Dong, Duke Van Maren Davis, John Patrick Davis, Rachel Ann Davis, Jake Robert DeChick, Evan Michael DeForest, Trent Michael DeHart, Aspen Brooke Elizabeth Delano, Rafael Renato De La Torre, Alyssa Gina DeLeo, Carly Delguides, Marshall Louis Demink, Gina Bardot Denardi, Brielle Imani Deneri, Giselle Chanel Dennis, Mitchell William Denson, Adrian Jonathan Diolio, Olivia DeRico, Nolan Michael Derry, Zachary Arthur Detmer, Aiden C. Duker, Ethan Maxwell Dusher, Madison Devaney, Garrett W. Devine, Alexander Enrique Diaz, William Grant Diaz, Aaron Joseph Dickens, Luke Henry Didier, Andrew Joseph DeSidu, Caitlin E. Diener, Luke Thomas Dearland, Kristen Nicole DeLello, Jacob Michael Delina, Jesse Ryan Dillon, Sarah Elizabeth Dills, Devin S. Dittel, Mila Catherine Doan, Emma Patricia Doherty, Molly Shawn Donahue, John Ross Dooley, Jennings Schrader Dorman, Alexander David Dorma, Damian Thomas Dorma, Seth Jason Durrell, Stephen Lawrence Douglas, Lily Ann Drasudas, Rhiannon Driscoll, Jeevan Gerald Souza, Jordan Ashley Ducharme, Sailor Lane Duff, Ethan Alderman Doomer, Daniela Dorothy Dunning, Tanner Dial, Abigail Ann Eadings, Lila Eaton, Chelsea Everhart, Julia Taylor Egan, Mackenzie Elizabeth Earhart, Sophia Grace Ernst, Lauren C. Agnoyan, Scout Elmore, Brooks Michael Elson, Ashley Marie Elsie, Chloe Sage Ing, Angelina S. Engelhart, Brooke Lee Engler, Ansley English, Takara English, Emily Morgan Insel, Brian Joseph Erb Jr., Amy Catherine Erickson, Daniel Thomas Tomas Escobar, Diego Jose Escobar, Alejandra Espinel, Astrid Valeria Estevez, Stephen J. Eustace, Lincoln Paul Evans Jr., Jack Michael Falcon, Lee Eli Farkas, Patrick K. Farrell, Drew E. Feely, John Feely, Joseph Robert Felbinger, Maria Feliciano, Luke William Finker, Olav Aidan Feen, Ryan Finoglio, Daniel George Farraco, Abigail May Ferguson, Elizabeth Ferguson, Nicholas Ignacio Fernandez, Daniel T. Ferrero, Bella Olivia Ferretti, Avery Jules Cooch, Dylan Riley Field, Trevor J. Field, Deshaun Ammon Fields, Preston Figueroa, Serenity Emily Figueroa, Carson Dean Filion, Jessica Taylor Fiorillo, Carlos Javon Flores, Catherine Paul Flores, Gabrielle Florio, Tyler Dawson Flowers, Ashley Penelope Flynn, Jasmine Alyssa Foyce, Dylan T. Foley, Manuela Fontana Ferreira, Ethan Forberg, Jack Foster, Kennedy Moore Foster, William Thomas Frank, Jack C. Frivola, Jeremy Stephen Fritsch, Theodore Robert Franzak, Luke Barrett Fruhan, Sydney Denise Fruwer, Nolan Edward Fry, Cami Gabarin, Sammy Gabai, John P. Gatens, Megan Elizabeth Galaney, Jacqueline Michelle Galliano, Sebastian John Gall, Ryan Murphy Gallagher, Henry Fernando Garrazo Jr., Alejandro Garcia, Camille Esteban Garcia, Liliana Marie Garcia, Maddie Elizabeth Garcia, Ryan Patrick Garrett, Owen David Garton, Andrew Porter Gaskins, Morgan T. Gates, Harrison Scott Galt, Justin Geffner, Camden Tyler George, Mary Rose Alice George, Alexander Michael Gerdak, Evan Gessner, Tyler Gifford, Joshua Christian Gillum, Andrew James Glennon, Catherine Maureen Glover, Lucas Anthony Govia, Madison Peyton Gogol, Alexis Caballeras Goldberg, Jeremy Taylor Goldberg, Simone Lexi Goldberg, Skylar Jade Golden, Ben Stephen Golden, Brooke Misha Goldstein, Christian Andres Gomez, Emmy Gonzalez, Kevin Vincent Gonzalez, Maddie Elizabeth Gonzalez, Marissa Gonzalez, Ari Kim Goodman, Hunter Grant Goodman, Maya Goodson, Andrew Miles Gordon, Kyle David Gordon, Jacob Charles Gottfried, Joseph Eugene Gawardi, Natalia K. Grabowski, Chloe Graham, Holden Granite, Lindsay Raquel Grolich, Sydney Marie Gray, Ashley Greck, Colton Stanton Green, Peyton Alice Green, Melissa Brooke Greenfield, Samantha Ray Gregory, Phoebe Louise Griffiths, Alexa Lee Gross, Austin Ron Gross, Aniket Sai Guduri, Andres Luis Guerra, Hector Guerra Megahato, Gannon Xavier Guest, Joshua Michael Guest, Natalie Gunter, Emma Lauren Gertis, Jonathan Guy, Alexander Haddad, Daniel Joseph Heusler, Alexandra Hahn, Taylor Ann Hahn, Alexander William Hare, Paige Madison Halfpenny, Mallory A. Hall, Jaden Mohamed Hamid, Jack Scott Hammock, Zachary T. Hancock, Ariana Michelle Hanley, Olivia Lauren Hanley, Alexander William Henrahan, Griffin Alexander Hansen, Milan Harasik Vega, John Hardiman IV, Julia K. Hargroves, Jermisha Harris, Joshua Alexander Harris, Matthew James Harity, Logan Hauser, Hannah Faith Hayes, Emily Adrian Hayward, John Fraser Heaney, Lauren Pauline Heck, Sydney K. Heidenreich, Aiden S. Heller, Brooke Daleen Helming, Lucas Adam Hemingway, Andrew Herbert Hemstreet, Malik J. Henderson, Kendall Claire Hendricks, Risha Henry, Michael Joseph Herman, Noel Hernandez, Claudia Lucia Hernandez Ramos, John David Pushkol, Tiffany Grace Hicks, Caitlin Ann Higgins, Daniel Michael Hills, Alice Elizabeth Hodge, Nicholas Mitchell Hodges, Pierce George Hoffman, Catherine Margaret Hogan, Ashley Althea Holder, Christopher Holmes, Calder Thomas Holthouse, Justin Jerome Holtz, Sydney Renee Holzborn, Stephen Joseph Patinsky, Jake Houston, Keaton A. Howard, Charles Patrick Hoy, Davies James Hoy, Bailey Ann Hudson, Jack David Huisman, Grace Elizabeth Hunter, Ayan Syed Hussein, Marwan Ibrahim, Lexi Dana Irwin, Aman Isani, Gabrielle Maria Giuliano, Shay Michael Hicks, Judy Rosemary Giacangelo, Remington Sky Jacobois, Audrey G. Jackson, Juan Jacob, Jack Jacobs, David S. Jarrett, Nicholas Jativa, Urani Jean Pierre, Abdul Y. Jedian, Sebastian Paul Jeffcoat, Christopher Lewis Jeffers, Julia Scaff Johansson, Blaine Harrison John, Avery Kenneth Johnson, Ava Johnson, Carter Cole Johnson, Gyada Sky Lalita Johnson, Haley E. Johnson, Justin Gregory Johnson, Keaton James Johnson, Lily Ann Johnson, Madeline Delaney Johnson, Parker Johnson, Taylor Rose Johnson, Vivian Johnson, Zachary David Johnson, Jesse Carl David Jones, Jet Martin Jones, Logan Michael Jones, Harrison Cooper Jordan, Ava Christine Jowers, Cole Preston Jowers, Lauren Danielle Jubran, Ryan Christian Jewell, Vanessa Julianne, Sai Anish Kalakuri, Nisha Simone Kapadia, Carly Nicole Casper, Samuel Louis Cassell, Blake Alexander Katz, Davis R. Call, Pat Keenan, Brielle Elizabeth Kelly, Andrew Michael Kelly, Angus Frederick Kelly, Presley Nicole Kelly, Kendall Elizabeth Kemp, Ty Everett Kenoyer, Kevin Kurgene, Noemi Kurgene, Jack Edward Kirksack, Corey Taylor Kasturi, Joseph Thomas Kaiser, Leanne Katib, Miranda R. Corsader, Bradley Tyler Kidd, James Patrick Kiernan, Ryan Kiernan, Garrett Matthew Kildron, Bailey C. Kimball, Brandon James King, Mason J. King, Samuel Dale King, Samuel Nicholas King, Raymond Cooper Kipp, Michelle Lucia Duzinski, Peyton Elizabeth Knight, Antonio Knight, Pearson David Cook, Catherine Grace Kogel, Richard Earl Kolke, Andrew P. Koppelman, Grant Stephen Kornblatt, Cameron Kuenhoven, Tessa Emerson Kowalski, Samuel J. Kritzmeyer, Erica Shea Krohomer, Angelina Anton Kulu, Aiden Otto Kussel, Stephen Dominic Lavavera, Carolina Labayan Herrera, Alniram Lacayo, Nathaniel Dante Lacerna, Jonathan David Ladson Jr., Dalton J. Lane, Claire Louise Lally, Chase Daniel Lalonde, Thomas Alberto Lamarca, Mackenzie Hope Lamb, Dylan C. Lambert, Braden Kyle Langelo, Alyssa Joy Lasala, Nolan Oren Lorvik, Carter William Laverne, Jacqueline Marie Lawler, Jade Alexis Glazer, Lauren Sarah Glazer, Karsten John Leach, Shane Philip Learn, Connor John LeBlanc, William Samuel Ledford, Brandon Thomas Lee, Jay Lee, Arturo Gabriel Lee Arals, Raymond James Leffler, Shelby Ann Leiss, Reagan Lynn Leitzel, Samantha Leon, Madison Nicole Leonard, Travis Anthony Lesko, Kaylin Morgan Letts, Sarah Ann Lurens, Lindsay Kathleen Lewis, Matthew Lewis, Claire Victory Lewis, Kendall Ligon, Melina Elizabeth Ligori, Mia F. Limparis, Grace E. Lindquist, Robert Aiden Ligenfelser, Mary Bennett Lipham, Andrew Scott Lips, Payne Edward Lipton, Macy Lee Livingston, Tiffany Marie Lano, Luca Tanatia Lobaton, Bianca Lowen, Leanne Audrey Lomanak, Jack Edward Lowry, Connor William Lowry, Evan Robert Lowndes, Maria Victoria Lozada Doki, Stacy Chan Liu, Joseph Philip Ludovici Jr., Cooper Thomas Lufkin, Jacqueline Lugo, Pilar Del Socorro Lugo, Tristan Daniel Lugo, Isabella Maria Luquez, John Charles Lux, Cameron Thomas Lynch, Sean Patrick Lynch, Joshua Craig Lyons, Benjamin Hovey Mabon, Cole Thomas McCow, Valerie Nicole McKenzie, Kevin John Madley, Mason Mader, Liam Nicholas Magee, Michael Brian Magee, Olivia Kate Maggiore, Nicholas Daniel O'Brien Mayer, Sunil Jane Maidlendar, Kaylin Elizabeth McLaugh, Ryan Alexander Malvaso, Austin C. Manecki, Elizabeth Grace Manning, Teogorn Manarak, Danielle Nicole March, Derek Joseph Mara, Jacob Marrero, Ricardo Montiarina Jr., Colton Gage Martin, Riley J. Martin, Alejandro Enrique Martinelli, Joseph Anthony Martinez, Stephen Michael Martinez, Edmundo Messias, Caroline Shinevert Mason, Brandon Lucas Massaro, Ryan Patrick Matthews, Chloe Susan Madison, Nicole Marie Mabon, Conlon Sean McCarthy, James Edward McClellan Jr., Nicole Olivia McCreamy, Macy McCulley, Chance Brian McCurdy, Carter George McGonigal, Shannon McGuire, Olivia Rose McKelvey, Daniel Jordan McKenna, Sager McKissick, Brandon McLean, Robert William McClendon, Brendan Patrick McNellis, Natalie Andrea Medina, Anna Laura Medley, Ayana J. Meeks, Sergio Alejandro Mejia Aguilar, Michael Reeves Mealy, Vanessa Page Memo, Katie Mendonça, Aaron Mendoza, Samuel E. Meredith, Justin Merrill, Benjamin Blake Messier, Eric John Metler, Cole Olson Mezra, John Paul Mezzatesta, Jr., Grant Richard Michaud, Anna Marie McHale, Mackay J. Miles, Claire Olivia Miller, Elizabeth Miller, Eric J. Miller, Scott J. Miller, Jacqueline Grace Mills, Joshua Christopher Mills, Mackenzie Lee Mills, Theodore Charles Millock III, Andres Eduardo Miro, Aaron Riley Miskowski, Filippo Mistrata, Jordan Peter Mistretta, L. Ashley Mitchell, Madeline A. Moore, Caroline Moneyhan, Christopher Michael Mangialucci, Kyle Douglas Mont, Carla Marcella Monterosa, Jackson Troy Mooney, Kevin Patrick Mooney, Haley Sarah Moore, Hannah Christine Moore, Madeline Julianne Rose Moore, Mason Lee Moore, David Marion Moorhead, Megan Savannah Marino, Mackenzie Francis Morgan, Sage Amelie Morfitt, Erin Grace Morrissey, Evan P. Matola, Allison Lacey Mensch, Mason Andrew Mocha, Justin Thomas Mulligan, Zachary Craig Muncie, Alexander Blake Munson, Stephen Alexander Murnane, John C. Murphy, Savannah Maria Murphy, Ryan Andrew Myers, Sophie Grace Nedinek, Matthew Oland Nagel, Itel Avital Nagli, Marissa Page Najera, Daniel Zev Nakash, Kat Morovsky, Addison Shay Nance, Jared Joseph Nass, Reese Harvey Noggle, Charles Charbel Nieder, Julia Ryan Negron, Brendan Vincent Neal, Caitlin Ray Nelson, Raphael Beresford Nelson, Michael Daly Nimisak, Slindy Nevelis, Matthew Aaron Newcomb, Malia Shanae Namor, Christopher D. Wynn, Emily Alexa Wynn, Nee Wynn, Kaylee James Nicolastro, Parker Blakelock Nicely, Andy Juliana Nichols, Jeffrey D. Nickel, Nicole Rose Nielsen, Victoria Maria Nieves Kattis, Alba Caroline Nordberg, Kate Norgel, Rumi Nordiella Burke, Lillian Sophie Nowak, Theo Nudell, John Richard Nugent, Antonio Jose Nunez, Brian Nunez, Yanel Nunez, Inaki Delay Nunez, Luis Armando Nunez, Davidson Lee Obersti, Tate Matthew O'Brien, Hannah Catherine O'Brien, Henry O'Brien, Landon Thomas O'Brien, Morgan Grace O'Brien, Gabrielle Eladia O'Donnell, Christian Alexander O'Hallahan, Julia Elizabeth Olivero, Ryan Blake Aller, Haley Nicole Olson, Matthew David Olson, Emily Ann Orchard, Alexandra Nicole Araz, Ariana Elizabeth Ortiz, Brandon Gabriel Ortiz, Andres Mateo Ortiz Rodriguez, Trent Michael Osterly, Riley Elizabeth Alton, Tristan Michael Owens, Brittany Adeline Padilla Morales, Pedro Victor Padovian Ferreira, Tyler Keith Party, Mark Armstrong Parent, Rowan Sidney Parker, Aaron Holly Parinello, Caden Vittorio Parrish, Raymond Anthony Koskinski Jr., Chloe E. Patel, Devin T. Patel, Hayden Kiran Patel, Kayla Elise Patel, Raya Rajesh Patel, Shivam B. Patel, Shivan J. Patel, Ramon Isidro Paulino, Olivia Brooke Pazzelli, Haley Renee Peacock, Bautista Pedavilla, Natalie Pedrizzoli, Anna Isabella Pena, Lauren Penton, Alexander Ezekiel Perez, Daniela Paula Perez, Emily Marie Perez, Evan Michael Perez, Carla Alexa Perez, Mariana I. Perez, Victoria Perez, Zandri Isabella Perez, Hayden Chandler Perry, Jason Matthew Pertiera, Christian R. Peters, MacLeod Petit Frere, Oliver Michael Petrillo, William Pfeiffer, Dylan Bradley Philbeck, Cole Nicholas Pierce, Gregory Eugene Pierce III, Tabor J. Pierce, Sabrina Christina Pierre, Andrew Pingalori, Isabella Maria Pino, Ophelie Piret, Easton Mitchell Place, Nicholas Joseph Clevitt, Ethan Lawrence Poe, Jonathan Tomas Polo, Sebastiano Giovanni Poma, Christopher Kurt Posey, Zachary Adam Postlethwaite, Leslie De La Caridad Potente Junco, Jennifer Michelle Potts, Riley Dylan Powell, Andrew J. Pratt, Amanda Haley Press, Matthew Alphonse Preta, Maria Juliana Proano, Patrick Puglisi, Juan Pablo Pulido, Scott Allen Quigley, Vincent Ryuma Quimby, Adrian I. Ragunanan, Aaron Lee Ramirez, Jocelyn Ramirez, Eric J. Ramiro, Grace Scianti Ramos, Nicholas Michael Ramsden, Vincent Randazzo, Sam Carlton Rattenstraw, Chloe Rebello, Mary Peyton Redrick, Anna Grace Reed, Gavin Steele Reed, David Wilson Reese, Ellen Julia Reed, Victoria Max Reese, Renelle Lee Reisma, Anna Gabriela Rimenteria, Hunter Brown Renner, Soraya Isabella Ray, Santiago Reyes Gomez, Jaquim Nehemiah Reynolds, Brianna Marie Rose, Brock C. Richard, Maggie Elizabeth Richardson, Solomon Chance Richardson, Thomas James Richardson, Benjamin Ian Richter, Cassidy Nicole Ryder, Chase Davis Reimel, Gage Mason Ritchie, Danielle Madison Rittman, Renee Alexis Rivas, Isabella Ray Rivera, Giovanni Joseph Rivera, Tatum Elizabeth Rivera, Paige Alexis Rivers, Hannah Elizabeth Ricks, Sophia Boone Robbins, Stephen Thomas Robello, Morgan Lynn Robertson, Maxwell Kaiser Robinson, Grace Robinson Petro, Blake Alexander Rodriguez, Daniela Sabrina Rodriguez, Lanissa Rodriguez, Nicholas Rodriguez, Carly Elizabeth Rogers, Olivia Ann Rollis, Nicole Sarah Roman, Taylor Nicole Roman, Isabella Romero Navoa, Jared Allen Romine, Soul River Rugao, Zachary Stewart Roos, Haley Marie Rose, Jordan Alexander Rose, Gunnar Dean Rosenquist, Amanda Elise Ross, Kyle Richard Ross, Connor Jordan Roth, Henry Asher Roven, Abby Ryan, Aline Elizabeth Rowden, Cole Ryan, Michael J. Savatello, Nathan Sadowski, Farangizcon S. Sadakarlova, Emily Nicole Salado, George Daniel Salamoon, Aksa Nazareth Salas, Emily Alexandra Salcido, Lauren Liz Salcerio, Mariana Salvato Valiente, Jillian Joanne Samsock, Yvette Andrea Sanchez, Sofia Raquel Sanchez, Emilio Sanchez Arma, Campbell Sanders, Zane Landon Sanders, Emery G. Sanderson, Richard J. Sanfilippo, Julian Max Sanford, Sophia Celeste Santiago, Natalie Fernanda Santizo, Julia Paige Serafianos, Neil Yodhar Sasti, Nathan Edward Sayers, Emery Elizabeth Sayer, Alyssa Scanlon, Giancarlo Schiappa, Sydney Rose Schneider, Morgan Elizabeth Shockling, Lila Ray Schomburger, Frankie Ray Chenowitz, Benjamin Lewis Shore, Robert G. Schreiber, Alicia Teagan Schuchart, Isaiah Enrique Scott, Dante J. Scazzarella, John Mercer Seaball, William Chase Cease, Andrew Joseph Seeger, Larson Bruce Seeley, Ariana Sakes, Kyle Alexander Sellers, Brandon Bond Cinderling, Connor Kendrick Serrig, Alec Cerna, Colton James Servin, Erica Page Sexton, Braden Vincent Schaffer, Nathan Charles Shapiro, John Ryan Sharkey, Taylor A. Sharp, Gabriel Mayer Shatanovsky, Emily Seraphin Shea, David John Sheridan, Carter Cannon Shirley, William Shirley, Courtney Alexandra Shrout, Salvatore Joseph Siegel, Alexa Silverman, Cameron Joseph Silk, Carrie Silverstein, Matthew Simon, Alyssa Taylor Sims, Madeline Ilsa Sawinski, Luke Raymond Skillington. Taia Jaree Skinner. Colin James Smith. Connor Nelson Smith. Dalton S. Smith. Erin Marie Alexis Smith. Gavin Conrad Smith. Grayson Candler Smith. Grant Stephen Smith. Spencer Robert Smith. Richard Henry Smithies. Samuel Curtis Crosa Sneary. Matthew Christopher Sapakua. Rebecca Christiane Sapakua. Genesis Lynette Sotomayor. Dominique Speech Diallo. Alfredo E. Spiegel. Joshua Timothy Stacy. Kylie Marie Stamler. Abby Elizabeth Stanford. Matthew William Starkey. Julia E. Stasio. Parker Jonathan Stay. Jason Ari Stellman. Kevin Stenger. Jack Matthew Stevens. Joshua Alejandro Stoner. Brandon Stopler. Emily Jessica Stoughton. Cassidy Campbell Strickler. Gavin Christopher Stuckey. Raina Grace Sullins. Allison Elizabeth Sullivan. Brett Sullivan. Ryan Wesley Sullivan. Sophia Renee Sullivan. Tara Jean Sullivan. Delaney Jane Swain. Delaney Noel Sweat. Ella J. Sweet. Carson Daniel Tatter. Graham Leonard Talbot. Mariana Tamayo. Emma Sarah Tapp. Charlize Sophia Tason. Nazir Tarazis Arabi. Cretania Tham. Ashton Christopher Thomas. Landon Mansfield Thomas. Austin James Thompson. Blake Connor Thompson. Bridget Faith Thompson. Lucas Alger Thompson. Emma Colleen Thrift. Lily Madison Thuat. Natalie Faith Tim. Robin Matthew Messina Tianco. Cole Alexander Taylor. Haley Tobias. Enrique Antonio Torre. Allison Sarah Topp. Catherine Celeste Townsend. Tanner Michael Townsend. Christopher James Tazi. Amy Tran. Andy Tran. Min Tran. Bradley Christopher Trask. Anali Trejo. Dmitry Trembavietsky. Luca Tribaldos. Marco Christian Trillo. Ethan Michael Trombetti. Catherine Trujillo. Evan Harriman True. Layla Thee Trong. Sophia Nicole Taraz. Logan Patrick Turberville. James Joseph Tersiskis. Alexandra Nicole Turnage. Amarachi Makai Ujakbor. Ashley Dawn Olam. Alec Underhill. Grace Lane Upton. Anthony Uritia. Max Jeffrey Utrias. Gonzalo Jose Garavieso. Abby Jean Van Epps. Zane Alexander Van Nordstrom. Jordan Michelle Varga. Luis I. Vega. Sebastian Felipe Vega. Jack Veglianti. William Velo. Nicholas Michael Veneta. Lily Verastro. Alexis Gabriela Vescovacci. Sarah Catherine Vine. Priscilla Villamizar. Gabriela Villamizar Plata. Kate Nicole Bennett. Jacob Thomas Vogel, Alyssa Rosa Hoyt, Isabel Elena Boyer, Joseph Paul Whale, Andrew Joseph Waitrovich, Mackenzie Grace Waldrop, Deshandra Denise Walker, Robert Stephen Walker, Kaylee Jennifer Walker, Julia Christine Wallace, Haley Autumn Walsh, Josh Walton, Samuel Bernard Walzer, Zachary David Ward, Trinity Aaliyah Watkins, Eben Josiah Ward, Kylie Sue Weathers, Aiden Michael Webb, Brady Joseph Weber, Maxwell Glenn Webster, Emily Weinberg, Zachary B. Weiner, Lindsay Abigail Weissman, Danielle Weitzman, Cameron Blake Welch, Jordan Elizabeth West, John Chasen Westbrook, Ethan Harvey White, Jonathan White, Shauna Kirsty White, Maxwell Ryan Witchman, Jessica Amber Viking, Conrad Johann Wilkening, Herbert Taylor Wilkerson V, Jack Thomas Wilkinson, Carly Suzanne Wilcox, Reese Francis Willenberg, Brady Parker Williams, Catherine Michelle Williams, Erin Claire Williams, Howard Wang Williams, Nicole Janet Williams, Rachel Marlene Williams, Ethan Lowell Williamson, Tanner Michael Willis, Jake Wilsey, Jordan Sykes Wilson, Riley Alexis Wilson, Zachary Winchester, Jacob Bowen Wingo, Hannah Veronica Winter, Abigail Jacqueline Witt, Max Carlton Wolford, Christopher B. Wooden Jr., Zane Woods, Nathan A. Wolverton, Tyler Christopher Worth, Jack T. Worthington, Alec Anthony Wright, Jake Arthur Wright, Nathaniel Ian Wright, Megan Carol Ritt, Austin Cole Wyatt, Alexandra Christina Darris, Zachary Taylor Yarnell, Ella Yazdanpour, Ryan David Yellen, Zachary David Young, Kaylee Zapata, Veronica D. Zaslow, Nicholas Zia Para, Alicia T. Ziegler, Holly Zhang, Ryan Sullivan Ziegler, Zachary Taylor Zweifel, Daniel Florian, Brooks Allen Behinger, Gehoon Kim, Samantha Slaughter, Brooke Elizabeth Portnoy, Nicholas Porter Bantry, Cole Christopher Neighbor, Ian David Widener, Ryan Christopher McMahon, Stephen Philip Picard, Matthew Shear, Andrew Patrick Ross, Jonathan Wyatt, Sebastian Andres Pozo, Rex Edward Bonch, Spencer Robert Williams, and Ella Nicole Newton.
Congratulations to all of you. We are pleased to welcome you as alumni of Florida State University. As you leave Florida State, I want to remind each one of you that you'll always be a Seminole. We want you to consider the campus your home, and I encourage you to stay in touch. With more than 400,000 living alumni, no matter where you go, the chances are that you won't be far from a fellow FSU graduate. On this occasion, it's appropriate for us to recognize that for most graduates, this day would not have been possible without the assistance and support of their parents, their spouses, and other members of your families. Graduates, please stand, look for your family and loved ones in the audience, and salute them with your applause. Congratulations, graduates. I salute you. Thank you for all that you have contributed to the Florida State University. I want to thank you all for being here today. I want to thank those who put these ceremonies on. If we could just give them a round of applause, please. We end this commencement with the singing of the hymn to the Garnet and the Gold, and the recessional followed by the recession. We'll ask the graduates to exit toward the rear of the hall. The words to the hymn to the Garnet and Gold are on the screens above you. Please rise.
Strong